Hello ladies and gentlemen, Porkchopper here and welcome to a brand new series where I pit two similar heroes against each other and go over their abilities, affinities, how they play in the current meta and my final verdict. Of course it's just meant to be a fun, informative video to create some interesting discussions, so don't take it too personally. So in this video we have two OGs being Gadget vs Gideon. Let's jump right into it. Now for abilities, both are very similar. Of course they are casters with still high amounts of ability damage. Gideon revolves all around his ultimate. It pulls enemies in and deals big amounts of damage. Issue is you're very vulnerable while in the ult, so with this high crowd control meta we are in, a single stun, pull or hook can completely counter Gideon. You have to wait for the engagement to happen, then use your ult, but it's still very risky. His Cosmic Grip does deal a lot of damage, but you have to be accurate with the ability and adjust to the enemy's movement. It's his high mana and damage poking tool. Burden helps Gideon land his Cosmic Grips easier. He aims and lands a tether on an enemy that does ticks of slow and damage over 3 seconds. Nice to harass enemies and use before you ult to double down on that slow. His final ability is really good, giving him some unique from other casters, and that's Torn Space. This allows Gideon to teleport in the direction he is facing. It's good to escape or get high enough to use ultimate at an effective range. Gadget is a rather similar hero, just she can control the tempo of fights more with her slows and speed buffs than doing pure damage like Gideon. Her Sticky Mine has the same damage and scaling to Gideon's Cosmic Rift, but it has a longer radius, so it's easier to land but has a short delay before the explosion. Overall it is just a better ability. Like I said, it's identical to Cosmic Rift, it's just easier to hit enemies with. Her ultimate is the only other ability similar to Gideon's. It again has a big AoE ultimate that does damage over time. Looking at the stat, Gadget's ult lasts 4 seconds doing 775 damage at level 3, while Gideon's lasts for 3.5 seconds doing 700 damage, and both have the same scaling. Biggest difference here is that Gadget isn't stuck with her ult, she can free roam around and do additional damage. Gideon's ult is better at keeping enemies inside the ultimate, while Gadget's ult builds more damage over the duration and doesn't have a big of a slow, but if you keep enemies inside her ultimate for the whole duration it will do more damage than Gideon's. Higher risk, higher reward. Her last two abilities are crowd control related. She can destroy you throughout and a bot over a radius, slowing enemies down while doing ticks of damage for 3 seconds. The unit range on this is rather long, and the slow can save your teammates lives or make you catch up a fleeing opponent. It's super useful to keep people inside your ult as well. And finally we have Speed Date. Once deployed, if allies go through it, it gives them a big speed boost for 1 second, while if enemies go through it, it deals a small amount of damage, best used to escape to safety. Now that's the ability start, let's look into the cards and current meta. Gideon and Gadget have the affinities Intellect, which helps with most mana. Gideon however has the affinities Corruption to help with dealing big amounts of damage with cards like Shadow Scroll, gaining additional ability Penetration with power, while Gadget has the affinity Order. This is not as damage focused as Corruption but has some great utility cards that can fit it very well, not being all about the damage but harass and CC. Status Gem to keep you alive and on in the pool if you want to help your team out more. There really isn't a verdict with the cards, as both heroes have the correct affinities to help them out with their goals, so Order gives more variety and utility while Corruption gives that damage Gideon needs. Finally we have the meta. Right now it's a high damage CC meta, as your mid laner your job is to help with both. The carry can't be the only high damage dealer and you need to contribute to that. You also need to be willing to rotate and secure the kills, which both do really well. Gideon once he gets his ult up and Gadget with a Seek and Destroy Mine to slow enemies down. The simple fact here is that both are in a great spot, but with the recent changes to Gadget's ultimate, I feel her overall kit is just better to Gideon's currently. Like I said, if you get stunned out Gideon's ult, you're not as useful to the team. Yes, it takes a lot of skill and coordination to keep enemies inside Gadget's ult, but it also can be used to zoning tools like Secure Raptors or Prime, which are very effective objectives in the current game. She has the same scaling, but with the extra CC from her abilities and being able to deal more damage from a safe distance, I would put Gadget just above Gideon here for the first episode of my Hero First Hero series. Please let me know in the comments below what heroes you want me to do next, and if you want any changes from these kind of videos, as I am currently experimenting with the format and happy to change all of it. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I have plenty more Paragon videos on this channel and I'll see you next time.